Hey there everyone, this is Matt and welcome to the top 10 most relevant topics going on right now. This is the first official podcast for the 10, and we start on a somber note that there has been a bombing in Boston, and 2 bombs have gone off at the end of at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, which was run today. And they were set to go off at the pinnacle time when a lot of people were going to be viewing and running in the marathon. It was about 1 hour off the first person to finish this time, and there were 2 bombs detonated seconds after one another. There are 2 confirmed dead, and 100 being treated nearby. There's also an unconfirmed report of either another explosion or a fire at JFK Library in Boston. So be very careful traveling. I do have some family members traveling from New York, so wherever you are, just be careful because there's reports that there could be something more. There are also reports by NBC News that they have a suspect not in custody, but they have a suspect that they are guarding, a wounded person that they found someplace, but nothing's been closed up. But be very careful in Boston if you're there. Be very careful everywhere today. I just wanted to get that out of the way. That's one of our topics. Let's just move on with the show. This is the 10, where we'll be talking about the most relevant topics, current events, things going on in my life, and on Creative Reviews, the review YouTube page. So, of course, I just wanted to get that out of the way, but there is more going on, so we'll continue. I'm a big Lakers fan, and I was very extremely disappointed and sad when I found out that Kobe Bryant had his injury. I believe it was on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and they were playing. One moment, I have to see this because I forget. I honestly forget. Let's see, the Lakers were playing, I believe it was no, it was not New Orleans. Golden State, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I believe the previous game was against Golden State, where Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles tendon. He came back to shoot 2 more free throws and then went out. It was reported that he knew exactly what it was when it happened. He heard the pop, which is very, very distinct. He wanted to play around it, but of course there's no way to do this, and this is going to sideline him from 6 to 9 months. He was asked if this would end his career, and he said, "Are you kidding me?" He has the strongest work ethic out of anybody that I know, anybody that I see in sports, and I guarantee that he will be back. And right after that, on Sunday they played the Spurs, which most people thought that they would lose that game, but they came around and beat them 91-86, and that means tonight Utah is playing. Let's see exactly who they're playing. Tonight, Utah is playing Minnesota at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and if Utah loses that game, then the Lakers are in the playoffs for sure. If they win that game, then the Lakers must win the final game against Houston on Wednesday, and Utah can do whatever. The Lakers, they control their own fate in the playoff hunt. So I'm rooting for my Lakers. I want them to win, of course. They are very banged up. They're not the best team they've been in a while for sure, but still, as a fan, I'm pretty sure everybody understands this. Relate to their team, that they want them to just do well, and I want them to do well because we have great players. There's Pau Gasol, there's Steve Nash who sidelined, there's Steve Blake who picked up the slack and was great against the Spurs. There's Meta World Peace. There's a lot. Just seen a notice from CNN. Obama made a statement. Those behind Boston bombings, they should feel awful in the full weight of justice soon. So they are going to go and search for these people and bring them to justice, hopefully. But I'm more on the Lakers. You know, they control their own fate. I have faith in them. I think they're going to do well, but we'll see how far into the playoffs they can go without Kobe Bryant. It's going to be very interesting to see because, one, everybody plans to play Kobe and the Lakers now that piece is gone, so they don't really know who's going to pick up the slack because I don't honestly think it's going to be Steve Blake every time, even though he did a tremendous job. I'm very proud of him. So that's enough with Laker news. Third topic that we have here is I've been reviewing all the products that I have here for a while, and I think I've come up with my favorite product of the last few years, and something that I use all the time. It is, drum roll, it is the iPad mini with cellular. The one that I have comes in black. It's 16 gigabytes. It's small enough that you can hold it in one hand securely. It has a larger screen than the iPhone. It has a cellular capability on it that you can turn on and off. You can review your email, send things, so you're always connected. It has a great, great battery life. And, you know, it's much more portable than a laptop. It's much more portable than the larger iPad. And I think it's a better device to do anything on than the iPhone. I mean, the iPhone is great for something quick that you can put in your pocket, but the iPad mini by far is the best product that you can own. I think it's great. You don't have to get a contract. You can just pay month to month with cellular, but it's great, and it's so very light. It is so light. It's shockingly light after coming from the larger iPad, and it's not much more. I mean, it's about double the iPhone 5, but it's so light. It's a great device. I suggest you get this. Try Verizon, 16 gigabytes or more, and yeah, it's a great device. It's my suggestion. It's my favorite product, and I'll be doing another review, an experience review on this, just to show you why this is my favorite. Our fourth topic coming up here is going to be applications that I'm getting rid of on my iOS devices. You know, I'm cleaning house. The Mini only has 16 gigabytes. The iPhone only has 16 gigabytes, but the iPad, larger one, has 32. So I've been starting to get rid of a few things. You know, some social applications like LinkedIn. I've gotten rid of that, and some streaming players, things that I don't use honestly that much. Showtime, HBO. The CBS app, because I just really don't use these things. And sometimes you just have to look through all your stuff and see what don't you use. I only have 2 games on here. I removed all other games because I'm not into playing that many games anymore. But, yeah, really not that interested. And you have to keep these devices slim if they only have 16 gigabytes, which is what this one has. Number 5. We're going to talk about celebrity gossip news, the Farrah Abraham sex tape. Originally, the story was that somehow Vivid obtained a copy of the sex tape, and they want to talk to Farrah Abraham, one of the teen moms from MTV's show Teen Mom, who you know, has had a lot of work done on her body, looks pretty great. And at first she denied that this sex tape was hers. And then came out from a professional porn star that she actually worked with named James Dean that this was a setup. She became very angry at him and now wants to sell this to Vivid for $2 million. And has recently, I believe, sent them a letter to cease and desist from ever releasing this unless she gets $2 million or a higher amount of money, which I think is just, you know, it's rubbing the person who's going to buy your tape the wrong way. It's not smart. I mean, who knows if this is going to be good or not. You know, taking a look at this from a journalistic point of view, you know, this is something that could launch a career or something that just passed by as if nothing happened. But I just think the way that she's acting about and treating her co-star, quote-unquote co-star, and the buyers of this film, she's not treating it the right way, and she's not really shown to be intelligent if you've seen any interviews that she has done with TMZ. 6 Smartwatch craze is coming. Microsoft is thinking about getting into that as well. The Pebble Watch was released, or it was started on Kickstarter, and I thought that was going to be a great watch, but after looking at what the iWatch from Apple is probably going to be, a great connected device for any iOS device that you have, or it could be a standalone device, but it's going to be all color, it's going to be great, it's going to have a long battery life. The Pebble Watch, unfortunately, is going it's not looking as well as it did before, because it's the one that started this craze, because it raised so much money on Kickstarter. But now it seems to be falling by the wayside because I don't really hear anything of it. On CNET, it didn't get the best review, and it's just not picking up the way it did. If no other device was announced, I feel like this would be a great watch to get, but now seeing it, it doesn't seem like it's the best device to get after the iWatch is possibly coming out. Samsung is getting in the game, and Microsoft again is thinking about getting into the smartwatch game. But we'll see what Pebble does next. If they come out with a color screen or something more integrated with iOS devices or Android devices. The next topic that we have here is the North Korea situation. John Kerry has been commenting on this a lot, and he just says that North Korea needs to move towards denuclearization if negotiations are to be made. And of course, I feel that this is something that's not going to happen. Kim Jong-un is not the one to back down, and I feel like there's going to be a conflict very shortly. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, closely monitor the situation, because I believe at any time a missile could be launched at South Korea or some other place, and things may go downhill from there. Another thing, which is topic 9, that John Kerry stated was U.S. guns viewed in foreign countries. He said that foreign students coming to learn in our country, the United States, they now feel scared. They feel scared about coming here, and because they've seen all this gun violence. I never actually really thought about people coming here from other countries and how they viewed what's going on, and I guess now they're scared, and that's concerning, because that's not a way that we want to paint ourselves. It's definitely not something we want to see it about ourselves. But it's just another comment that he made that triggered something that I never thought of before. I thought that was really interesting. And our last topic today, number 10, Psy, the South Korean who brought you Gangnam Style, has released a new single called Gentleman, and it's already got over 65 million views on YouTube in the past 2 days. It's looking like it's going to be pretty big, but who knows if it's going to have the same impact as the song. It most likely won't, but it seems like people are interested, and I've heard it, and it's actually not bad. I like it. So I suggest you try it or listen to it on YouTube or download it on iTunes. Check out the music video. It's another kind of crazy video like he's known for. But that's pretty much it. So this has been Matt for the inaugural episode of The 10. Today is April 15th, 2013. We do work with Creative Reviews. Check out Creative Reviews on YouTube. Watch the reviews, subscribe to us, and let us know what you think. If you have any comments, if you have any topics you want to talk about, post them here and we can talk about them next time. So this has been Matt for The 10, and I'll talk to you guys next time.